All right, welcome to BCSN. We're here in Vanport. This is Beaver Fall Friendlies, and the first game is going to be Beaver versus Hopewell. And they did flip a coin, and Beaver will be home. So in the box now is Chloe Nell. She'll be a senior this year. There's a called strike. I don't have their rosters, so I'm not sure of everybody, but I will try to announce who I know. Oh, they hit the batter. That'll be the first base runner. I do have 3 angles today. We have an angle behind the plate, pointing at first, and then one pointed in the batter's box. Called strike, pickoff attempt. Not sure who's pitching for Beaver. There's a foul ball on attempt. I'm always nervous when it hits the backstop. No attempt to steal. There's taking off. She's going to be sitting there. Nice slide. It's a good throw, just a little high. Again, I don't know who's catching for Beaver. Trying to remember some of these players. I know Chloe because I played softball with her dad for years. It's a called strike. Yeah, these are just fall games, and the coaches use these games just to see what they have and what they need to work on over the winter. There's a nice hit to first, gets the out there. Does move the runner to third. So there's 2 outs and a runner on third base. Might see if one of these teams are on Game Changer. Help me out a little bit. There's a swing and a miss. There's another swing and miss. That'll be 2 strikes. That was slow. Nice job by the catcher. 2-2's the count. a ball in play. Gonna be foul. Hopewell still has that runner on third. 2 outs. 2-2 count. I do think this is Taylor pitching. It's hit in play, and it's going to be caught. I think that was a second baseman with a nice play. All right, we'll be back after a short pause here. All right, so our main sponsor is M7 Sports, and this is perfect for these girls. So they help freshmen and older with recruiting and NIL services. So they help all student athletes in the area. Reach out to them. They can help you with certain things, like if you want to get some brand, build your brand on the social media. You can create highlight videos, hype videos, just getting your name out there. It's especially helpful if you are looking to play in college. But they're located in Beaver, so check them out, especially these girls at this age. It's what they're there for. They're doing a lot of big things in the area. I know they got some football players under their watch, and I know my daughter's part of them as well. So, all right, I do know more Hopewell players, and I do have Game Changer to help us out here. So I know Maya Parrish is pitching for Hopewell. She's senior this year. That ball's in play, and it's going to be caught. It was a nice catch. I think that was the first pitch. Okay, up next here. Last name's Brown. I think she's a sophomore this year. That's a nice hit. It's going to be over the fence. Home run. Is it Jaden Brown? I think that's what it is. She crushed that ball. Not a very big girl either. Nice hit. Next up is going to be one of our players to watch, Sammy Springman. One of the better players in the area for sure. I haven't heard anything about her as far as college recruiting goes. so I'm not sure what her status is, but I know she's good enough to play at the next level. Just a matter of her finding a place, or maybe she doesn't want to. I can imagine someone with her intensity doesn't want to play college ball. There's a called strike, first pitch. Ooh, I got to update the score. That one missed low. No, I bought a new microphone for behind the plate so it picks up the sounds of the game a little bit better. But I can't get it to work. And in my defense, Amazon delivered it right when I was leaving. So I just kind of quickly tried to mess with it here at the field, and I just didn't have the time to figure it out. That is going to be out of play. I think that evens the count at 2. There is one out. Nobody on. Nice slow. Full count. Yeah, when the ball hits the backstop, the microphone on the camera picks it up. I'm hoping that external mic doesn't pick up all that echo and vibration. There's a ball in play. It's going to be foul off the dugout. Full count. I did find a sponsor for my triple cam here. I gotta come up with a name with it. The sponsor is gonna be Anthony Analine. He's a real estate agent. There's ball 4. That was a nice at bat. So there's one out, runner on first. And I'm not sure who's up. Well, this might be when you're going to advance to second there in a pass ball. That's heads up base right in there. Good job. So batting is Taylor Young. She's the pitcher. There's a pitch on the outside. It gets past the catcher. Runner advances to third. Strike. Just high on the strike zone, I would say. Let's see a replay of it. That was low. I guess I'll give that other ball a strike. Tell you what, I wore long sleeves thinking it's going to get cooler tonight. It ain't cold yet. I'm dying out here. That's a called strike. Slow. All right, so that gets the base runners on the corners here. Let's see who we have up. This is another sophomore. I remember her last name, but I don't remember her first name. Runner's going to advance to second. Tested. Her last name's Bumbliss. I forget her first name. I do know she's a sophomore. She was a freshman last year, so. Is it Audrey, maybe? Called strike. Of course, Game Changer doesn't have the first names. They just have the first letter. It's going to be a foul ball. Hopefully when spring comes around, I'll have all the rosters, so. That was a nice hit, just a little late. Just missed outside. A little bit in the box there. I do like doing games out here in Beaver because the cell signal is really strong. Is that in play? No, it's going to be foul. Umpire's looking for balls. So we have second and third. One out. I think these games are an hour and a half time limit, maybe finish the inning. I didn't really see what the rules were. Missed inside. Next game scheduled to start at 7:45, so we have plenty of time to play this one. Missed outside. It loads up the bases. We have a timeout. Talk to the pitcher. I saw her looking back at the bench, so I don't know if she was something's bothering her, or if it's maybe she's not getting the calls that she wants. Got to learn to adjust. The umpires, you know, they're not your friends. They're not there to make you happy. You know, so you have to adjust to what they're giving you. And Hopewell's only down 1-0. I know it seems a lot worse than that, but they got to figure out how to get an out here and get out of this jam. Of course, Beaver wants to capitalize on this. Walks are nice, but it's time for a hit. And I can't pronounce this girl's last name. I'm sorry. Miss Lowe. I don't even want to try because I'll say it wrong. I'll have to figure that out at some point. Miss Lowe again. There's a strike. So we are 1-0. Bottom of the first. Missed outside. She's not missing by much. There's a swing and a miss. This would be a big out here for Hopewell. There is only one out. Got to put the ball in play here. Swing and a miss. So that'll be 2 outs. Bases loaded. Takes the pressure off a little bit for the pitcher here. Varsity. This is her last name. I don't remember this girl. I don't know if she didn't play any last year or maybe she's a freshman this year. These last several batters look like they're freshmen to me. Missed inside. She's not missing by much. I'll turn my volume up a little bit. Miss low. That'll be ball 4. Scores a run. And you can tell Maya's body language. She's just not feeling it right now. That's a strike. That missed outside. A lot of times in the fall, you know, with girls taking a couple months off into the summer. And I'm not saying that's why Maya's not pitching as strong as she could be, but you know, a lot of girls don't work in August, and they should take a month off. Nothing wrong with that. 2-2. There's a ball in play. That could be the 3rd out. Yes, it is. So, honestly, I think Hopewell's pretty happy getting out of that with only giving up 2 runs, and I don't think Beaver's as happy as Hopewell is. So, we'll be back. Let's take a break. And thanks for watching BCSN. All right, so one of our sponsors is Brady's Run Fitness. They have a gym down in Brady's Run Park. Open 24/7, no contracts, locally owned. You know, just a general strength area. They have the cardio stuff, and they have a lot of trainers on staff to help out. Go check them out. They have daughters that play softball in Blackhawk in the youth level. There's a ball in play. It's a pop-up, or more like a fly ball. Bounced off the fence out here. Nice throw into second by the outfielder. That was a nice hit. Whoever hit that, you could see was watching it. She put a nice charge behind that. Who was that? It was Maya. Nice hit. Pitcher hitting bombs like that, she can watch them. What the heck? These girls are going to be so mad at me. That's a nice hit. No, it's foul. This girl's name, I say it wrong all the time. And they kind of told me how to say it after a game last year. And I have to admit, I forget. There's a ball played. Second makes the play, gets the out at first. The runner does advance to third. That's actually a good hit there. Good situational hit. Hit to the right side on the ground. Get that runner to move. That's what you want to do. All right, this is, oh, I forget her first name too. It's Ramali. Time's called. I believe she's a sophomore. She was a freshman last year. There's a foul ball. It's a foul ball. It's slow. It's a good block by the catcher. Missed outside. I didn't miss by much. You tell the sun's starting to go down, cooling off a little bit. There's a nice hit. That's against the fence too. Ooh, center fielder made a nice play. It does score a run. It's a real nice catch. I don't know if you're going to be able to see that with the distance, but she ran that down in the gap, made a nice play. But did score a run. So that puts Hopewell on the board, 2-1. It's a called strike. Uh-oh. We have a timeout. Looks like there might be a problem. Sometimes you have pegs that stick out of the ground when there's younger kids that play. So the pitching mound is a little bit closer for 10U. I even think 12U, there's different distances. And then they have pegs in the ground, which allows them to move the pitching plate based on the age. And one thing that you know about pitchers, they are very finicky. I don't know if they're going to try to get some dirt.
Small black ones. There's one on Bob Dole. I'll get him. Hold on.
That might have been what Maya was complaining about too. And those are metal. Like they're steel. They're like not forgiving. So sometimes they have those stoppers that are like foam, and they have a couple bristles that stick up. Those need to be deep in the ground. And if they're high, they're just not deep enough. That might be what Bill Boggs is talking about. I think he's the junior high coach for Hopewell. He's the bald gentleman that looks like he can break you in half. Now they're putting rubber caps on it, which might be a little bit easier on the feet, on the drag foot. Yeah, the high school team doesn't play here very often, so the 10U and 12U players play here a lot more often. So and after a full year of games, you know, a lot of that material gets pushed around or that gentleman on the ground there, that's Coach Amy's dad, Mr. Kurtz. He's been involved in softball for many, 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 many years. Looks like they're trying to get some dirt out of the hole to push it down further. All right, so while they're messing with that, I'm gonna bring this up. So this is my survivor pool. I have 60 entries. So if I can get 5 more entries, we'll have, what is it? I think $400, I said. We'll have a $400 pot, which is pretty cool. This money that I raise on it goes towards just things I need. Help pay for the cellular bill and camera improvements and different things like that. I know the last time I did a high school team or a high school game was in the spring, and I've changed pretty much everything since then. So, and of course, it isn't cheap, you know, but I'm doing this as a hobby, but raising some money to help cover the costs is something that I like to do. I'm also a private foundation, which means I can apply for grants. So we'll see how that goes. I'm going to try to dip my toe in that stuff. Not sure how that's going to work, but we're going to give it a try and see. The ultimate goal is to raise enough money to offer college scholarships for the high school softball players. But we'll see. I'm a year or two away from doing that, I think. And they're still monkeying around with that pitching circle. This is, I think this is opening night for high school football. All right, looks like we're gonna get started here after a short delay. And I'm in full shade right now, which is nice. Still not sure what's going on. The umpire is gone. Oh, there he is. Okay. Missed high. I don't even know what the count is. 1-1. I don't think there's any outs. That was a long delay. Kind of forget everything. It's a called strike. I think there was I don't even remember, to be honest with you. This is the top of the second. Beaver's up 2-1. Missed outside. Yeah, there was a nice catch in the outfield that scored a run on a tag. That's what happened. Now I remember. Getting old. There's a swing and a miss. It was a tip. Held on to it for strike 3. All right, so we'll take a short break and show off one of our sponsors, and we'll be back in a sec. All right, fenceclip.com. Check them out if you need any type of hardware to mount your cameras on a backstop. I love their stuff. They're very durable, well made, and they're all made in the USA. So it's support's easy. The guy who owns it, his name is Gary Truesdale. He donated one of his fence clips to the network. So, like I said, I like his stuff. I think they're real good. He has different options. He has magnetic mounts. He has mounts for the chain link. He also has options for the GoPro, the Mevo, and also mobile phones. So plenty of options out there. If you need something, go ahead and buy something from him. All right, so we have a 2-1 game here. There's a swing and a miss. This is the bottom of the second. There's a swing and a miss. She wasn't real sure that she wanted to swing at that, but she did. Missed high. There's another swing and a miss. Strike 3. Foul ball. Watch those cameras. Missed high. Ooh. Almost got her ankles. There's a swing and a miss. Maya has an interesting delivery. She kind of like cuffs the ball. I don't think I've ever seen that before. Swing and a miss, strike 3. That's 2 strikeouts in a row. Hopewell is going to be tough this year. I think they graduated maybe 1 senior starter, and they have a freshman coming up who's going to help them out. So they should be a tough team this year. They were co-champions last year, so not losing anyone puts them in a good spot. There's a pop-up, and it's going to fall. It's a tough play to make there. I think the second baseman was playing a little too deep. Maya was trusting her defense behind her, and the first baseman was not hustling over as much as she could have. So Beaver has a runner on first. 2 outs. There's a swing and a miss, stealing attempt. She'll be safe. There are 2 outs. Runner on second now. Foul ball. That's a nice hit. Oh, it's going to be foul. Another foul ball. This might be the girl who hit the home run last inning. Is it Jaden? I think it's Jaden Brown. I might be wrong. Oh, you're standing in the wrong place, outfielder. Oh, swing and a miss. My, got her. All right, so after 2, we have Beaver winning 2-1. We'll be back after a short break. Yeah, so M7 Sports, I talked to them earlier, but they're my scoreboard sponsor, so I kind of give them more love, and especially with this age of girls, this is something that they should definitely look into. They do help with the recruiting services as far as putting together highlight videos, and they take professional photography and all that stuff to help build the player's brand. They're doing a lot of other things too, so you're starting to see some M7 shop is what it's called, and they're actually getting into the e-commerce business side of things. So there's a ball and play, foul ball. But what they're doing is setting up shops for school districts, for football teams, and they just go and create these shops, and people order what they want, and then M7 will outsource it to local print shops. And they kind of take out the management aspect of it, and makes it a little bit easier. I think it's going to be a big thing for youth sports, because I know when I ran it for Central Valley, the uniforms was always a pain. So if someone else can do that for me, that would be awesome. Taylor Young had a strikeout there. Not sure who's up. Let's see. I don't know this girl's first name, but I know her last name. I think I might have worked with her dad for a while. She, I would guess, is a freshman. Again, I'm sorry, I don't know her first name. It's a nice frame there by the catcher. I'm trying to replay that frame. I'm not going to get it in time. There's a swing and a miss. This replay system, it works, but it doesn't do well because you have a set time, and I have it set for 10 seconds. And sometimes that's a little bit too long, especially for the quick pitchers. It works good when balls are hitting the field, but the strikes and balls is tough. That one missed low, so that's ball 4. That'll give Hopewell a base runner, down by 1. And I think they got one more player here. I'm assuming another freshman. Shows bunt, foul ball. There is one out. Show spun again, another foul. You're a freshman, you got to put those balls down. It's an opportunity for you to show the coach that you're able to put the ball down. I don't know if the umpire got hit with a ball. Looks like he shook up a little bit. Missed high. I got that best compliment after the last set of games I did at the, I think it was the CB Summer Sizzler. There's a ball hit. It's going to be caught by the right fielder. And the runner isn't going to advance. So that's a way to put the ball in play. Good job. But yeah, the comment was that these games look like they're professional. I thought that was pretty cool. The video's getting better. I don't know about the commentating, but we're working on it. There's a called strike. So we're back to the top. There's a swing and a miss. This is Chloe Nail, who walked her first at bat. Time's called. Taking a little bit too long. We don't have pitch clocks yet anyway. There's a foul ball. Or is that fair? No, it's foul. I was talking to Chloe's dad, and she's getting some looks to play college ball. She's looking at different colleges. Hopefully she's able to find a home. Today's September 1st, so this is the ball low. This is the first day that players can get contacted by Division I coaches. Division II coaches were allowed sometime in June, and it's for the 2025 class. There's a swing and a miss, strike 3, and that ends the inning. So we'll take another break with a sponsor and be right back. Right, so photobombs, they own a photo booth. So they go around to graduation parties or weddings or birthday parties, whatever, and they set up this photo booth that has all the props, different backdrops and stuff, and you can take pictures and it prints right there. He also has he's able to do some type of print shops and stuff. So he actually printed all my signs for me. So I have the Small Ball podcast sign. It's a big one. I think I'm gonna hang that down at Anaheim Park. I got permission to do so. And I also have a small BCSN flag or banner that I keep with me when I'm doing this. And then you'll see tags with a barcode on them where you can scan the barcode and it takes you to the network on YouTube. And I have those at the fields too by my cameras and stuff. So called strike. There's a swing and a miss. This is Sammy Springman batting. I do have my players to watch for next spring. And there's several girls on these two teams that are on those lists, but I don't think I announced them yet. I'm gonna wait until the. Oh, that was a hit. Nice play by third. I think I missed it, but she crushed it. Made a nice play. She got all of that one. Nice play. There's a called strike. But yeah, I'll have a preview show before the season starts, so February, March time frame. There's a swing and a miss. And I'll announce him in. That preview show was the second most watched podcast last year. There's a nice hit up the middle. Grabbed by the shortstop. Watch a replay here. I think I missed that one too. There's probably some way I can delay the video. I might have to look into that. If it's just for a split second. Shorter's away. Slow. I was saying earlier, I bought a extension mic, it's called a shotgun mic. I got that for behind the backstop. The mic that I use the back air to pick up some of the game sounds is right off that GoPro. And that GoPro I have is it's a version 6. It's old. And the sound just isn't that good. So hopefully I can figure out how to get that shotgun mic to work. It's the little improvements, right? helped the pitcher out on that one. I think this is Aubrey Bumbless. Might be Audrey. I think it's Aubrey, though. And if I'm wrong, I'm sorry. I'm just trying to remember. It's a nice hit. That'll be down for a single. Nice hit. So that's 2 down. There's a swing and a miss, first pitch. So this is Hodge Dilla. I tried. If I butchered it, I'm sorry. There's a swing and a miss. That was a big swing. And just in 3 innings, Maya's thrown 74 pitches. So she struggled the first part of the game. She's settled down a little bit since. Still attempt. I don't think it matters. That was 3 outs. All right, so after 3, we still have Beaver winning 2-1. And we'll be back. So the one thing that's going to start coming here in November is my small ball podcast. So last year when I started doing this in August and winter came, the channel just kind of got dormant and quiet and no traffic, and I thought of ways to spike some traffic during the winter, and I thought of this podcast, and it actually picked up a lot of momentum. And one of the requests I had last year, I only did 3 player interviews. So this year I'm going to do 11, I believe, player interviews. And I'm reaching out to the girls now, and I'm focusing on senior players who I selected on the BCSN All-Star team, which I'm going to rename to All BCSN. There's a foul ball. So I'm also going to do a travel ball podcast that I'm calling Then and Now. And I'm interviewing a lot of, we'll say several. Oh, there's a hit. And that's going to be caught by the center fielder. I thought that was coming over the fence here. But yeah, it's called Then and Now, and the idea of it is to talk to area softball, what do you call them, the experienced softball minds in our area, just to talk about travel softball and how it was years ago compared to how it is now, and what can we do to maybe improve things in the travel ball circuit. I feel that a lot of things are kind of out of control with the number of teams. get a lot of desperate coaches that make empty promises and unrealistic statements, and it just kind of muddies up the water a little bit for the players and parents to decide where to go and what to do. And I get the feeling sometimes that a lot of parents and players are kind of walking around lost, not knowing where to go or what to do. So I'm lining up. I have 3 individuals that I'm going to interview, and it should be an interesting show. I'm hoping that's going to be the first one I release. That ball missed outside. More details when I secure those interviews. Then, of course, the girls. I have 10 high school players that I've been reaching out to. There's a hit. Oh, I missed it. Nice play. I went to tap the screen and I didn't hit the right spot. It was a nice play. I think that was Sammy. She's a solid defensive player for sure. But yeah, I have 10 high school seniors that I'll be interviewing, and they all seem pretty excited. So it'll be fun to do that many. Then, of course, another request I had was to talk to a college coach about the recruiting process. And I have a coach that I'm interested in, and I think I'm going to reach out and see if he would be willing to do an interview. Of course, he didn't commit yet, so I don't want to say anything of who it is. And there's strike 3. But yeah, we'll start releasing those in November. And what do we have? We have the Then and Now show, which will start it. Then we have the 10 player interviews, and then I'm going to do an episode. I'm thinking about doing an episode to talk about my daughter's journey from when she was younger and how she made it to Youngstown State. So that, I don't know if I'm going to do that or not. I think it's going to be interesting just to kind of share with everyone what we did, how we prepared her, what my thought process was, and the journey that we took. I think that would be kind of interesting to share with everybody. And of course, I'm going to interview her as well. So we'll have to do that sometime in the winter when she's back home, maybe around Thanksgiving or Christmas or something. And then, of course, I'm doing the WPIAL preview shows. So that'll be in the spring before the season starts. And then also do the BCFPL preview show. And I think that's everything. I think I have 15 shows altogether, so it should stir up a lot of traffic and a lot of interest. So this will be the bottom of the 4th inning. Behind one on the scoreboard. Called strike 2. I'll be doing a second game after this one. It'll be Beaver versus Western Beaver. And I didn't get to do Western Beaver at all last year. There's a swing and a miss. But this year I'm going to do more of. Oh, and I forgot, one of the interviews for the podcast is going to be Coach Hannah from Western Beaver. She had already committed to that. She had a real successful year at Western, and I don't think they lost anyone either, so they should have another pretty good season coming up. There's a called strike. Foul ball, out of play. There's a ball play. Second. Oh, it gets through. Base hit. Like a C9 single. Where they say that's a hard line drive in the book. Still attempt. Safe is called. Took a while. He had to think about it. Might be hard to see from the distance, but nice play. I think that was strike 3 that we missed watching the replay. That ball gets through. Is that going to score one? Yes, it is. It looks like they got her hooked up at first. Oh, she's safe. That puts a run on the board for Beaver. Could be getting close to time here, so that might be the insurance run they need. Called strike. We'll pick off attempt at first. So yeah, tomorrow's schedule, I'm going to be here 9:45. It'll be Hopewell versus Riverside. Oh, hard hit. Falls for a single. So Beaver has something going on here. First and second. Let me see how many outs. 2 outs. Yeah, 2 outs. So yeah, Hopewell versus Riverside. Then we got Southside versus Western Beaver. Mohawk versus Blackhawk. Central Valley versus Southside. There's a ball popped in the air. Looks like the third baseman will grab it for the third out. So Beaver picks up 1. So it's 3-1. And it looks like we will start the 5th. So we'll be back with the 5th inning. So this one here, this is Mint Mobile Unlimited. And if you go to mintmobile.bcsoftballnetwork.com, you can see what kind of deals they have. What they are is an online cellular company, and they have affordable cellular service. And what they do is they actually use T-Mobile cell towers. So wherever you have a T-Mobile tower, you'll be able to connect with these guys. But they cut out the storefront and the middleman and do everything online, and it allows them to keep the packages cheaper than what Verizon or T-Mobile have. So if you go through the link that I have, it's mintmobile.bcsoftballnetwork.com, the network will actually get commissions on any type of service that you sign up with them. So it's a pretty cool opportunity to possibly save some money on your cell phone bill. I know me, I have a family of 4 and my dad on it, and my bill's close to $400, I think, a month. It's crazy. What I'm going to do is kick my dad to this because he doesn't use any data, and it'll only be $15 a month. With what he's paying now is like $35 a month, I think. So see if you can save some money there. All right, so the sun is going down here, which is starting to cool off. I think the entire field is shaded except for left field. Here's a foul ball. Them shadows. Sense of urgency there. Hit, foul ball. Tying shoes. I know we talk about tying shoes a lot in the 8U tournaments I did. It's a nice changeup. It's a foul ball. Oh no, it was fair. First baseman makes the play, makes the final out. All right, so it looks like we are doing it again. Let me see what I got here. Oh, the reason why I'm raising money, trying to anyway, with the Anniversary Survivor Pool, is this new multi-source broadband that I'm trying to put together for the network. Right now, I just have the middle one on top as my single source. So if I don't have a strong signal or if it drops, I don't have any backup. So if I drop it, then I lose packets and the stream stops. But what I want to do is add 2 additional cell services. One on the left is an internal one that it's going to be Mint Mobile, and then the one on the right is an additional Verizon, and the 3 of those will be combined, and it's called bonded connection, which will hopefully solidify my live streams so I don't drop anything. But of course that costs money, so that's why I'm trying to raise some money and and try to get that in place before next season. That'll make my connections more, what they call in the IT world, more redundant. And it'll also increase bandwidth. So I'll be able to do the full 1080 HD, which I know a lot of people watch this on their phone, but if you have like Apple TV or Fire Stick or Roku, you can actually download the YouTube app, and even some smart TVs, you can do this. But download the YouTube app and you can watch his stuff on your big screen TV. That ball is popped up, and I think it's out of play. This is Sammy Springman up. There's a ball back to the pitcher. Throw to first. He's in time. So I've been running an hour and 24 minutes. So I'm assuming these games are timed at 1:30, and I would think finish the inning, but we'll see. And I would imagine them turning on their lights soon. It's getting darker here. This camera's struggling a little bit. There's that foul ball. This is the 5th inning of orders I hit. That'll get through the infield for a single. I think that's Taylor Young. It's the 5th inning, so let me change it. So we have a runner on first base with 1 out. You can see her reaction, the batter's reaction. Let's see if I can get this in before the next pitch. It was a bad pitch. She swung. She was kind of shocked. It's a nice catch there on the video. There's a ball play up the middle for a single, and it gets past the outfielder. That's going to score another run, and she's going to slide into third. So that's 4 runs, and we have a runner on third. I'm sorry, I have kids behind me screaming. Is that called strike? There's a foul ball out of play. This is pitching. It's, I forget her first name. It's Ramily. But she was a freshman last year, and she pitched for Hopewell a couple games when Maya was hurt. So she does pretty well. You always want to have 2 pitchers just in case. Oh, I don't know. No. There was a field umpire. They might have called that one a strike. I think she went foul ball. But when there's one umpire, those types of calls are hard to reverse. There's a pop-up out of play. This catcher behind the plate for Hopewell, she looks pretty good. It's a pop-up. Is that in play? Yeah, it is. Third baseman makes the play. Here's a replay. There's a ball hit. It's going to be out of play. There are 2 outs. There is a runner on third. Oh, a little bit high. There's a swing and a miss. That ball missed high. So you got a 2-2 count. Miss low. We have to be pushing time now. There's a ball in play. Falls behind second. It scores another run for Beaver. Called strike, first pitch. Third on at first. I think he called that a strike. So we got a 0-2 count. There's a pop-up out of play. It was actually a nice location, making the batter hit her pitches. There's another high hit. And out of play. Of course, I hit the wrong view. There's a hard hit. Third makes a play. Ooh, first baseman drops the ball. Runner on second advances to third. And the runner on first stays there. So she's on for an error. There are 2 outs. We're in the bottom of the order for Beaver. So this is where Coach Amy has all her freshmen. Missed high. Called strike. Foul ball. That ball is in play, but it's high to the pitcher, and she dropped it. And good hustle by the runner on who hit that ball. And she took off to second. Good stuff. So we have second and third. There's another foul ball. And a lot of this damage was done with 2 outs. Oh, she helped them, helped her out there. A little high. Missed low. There's a swing and a miss. Ends the inning. So that'll take us to the 6th inning. Again, I don't know the time rules, so I don't know if we're gonna keep playing. Don't know. And of course, talk about instant replay. So one of the devices, it's called a YOLA box, and it has instant replay on it. So I'll be able to just hit a button and it'll go back 10 seconds and replay that play, 10 seconds of it. So it's pretty cool. Works out for the most part. The only time it doesn't work out is when someone hits a home run. Kind of can't do the whole thing around, but everything else, it seems to work pretty good. Pretty cool features. There's a lot more features that I haven't even got into yet that I'll keep playing with and figure out as we go along. And you can see it's getting dark out. My outfield camera doesn't seem to care, but the infield camera does. All right, here we go. Top of the 6th, first pitch. It's high. Looks like they're going to try to get, as much as the game in as they can. Swing and a miss. I know in travel ball, a lot of times these girls are playing, 3, 4 innings, and it just makes it tough. That was a nice job fighting off that changeup by the batter. You don't want to hit those balls, but you want to foul them off. There's a pop-up. This is a freshman, I believe. I was talking to one of the parents, and they think that this girl might get some playing time as a freshman. Oh, that one got away from the pitcher. Foul ball again. She has a nice swing. Miss slow, good eye. There is a ball in play. It's going to be caught. Third baseman. That'll be the first out. There's a swing and a miss there. That'll be 2 outs. I think these are some of the younger girls too. A lot of times in the fall, you'll see high school coaches bring up their 8th graders too. I'm not saying these girls are 8th graders, but could be. There's no rules against it anyway. Especially if a lot of players are missing, they'll bring them up. It's nice to see the high school coaches engaged with the younger players, because that's what builds your varsity team. Bit slow. There's a swing and a miss. Strike 3. All right, so Beaver's up 6-1 against Hopewell. And is that going to be the game? Looks like it. That'll be the game. All right, so thanks for watching BCSN. We'll be doing games all weekend. We have one more game this evening. This will be Beaver and Western Beaver. So again, thanks for watching. Like the videos. Follow us on Facebook. Subscribe to the channel. All that stuff.